Hi, this is David from David's Hair Design with my first video of 2016, and this is Morgan. Turn your head there, Morgan.
Hello.
Done Morgan's hair before, as you can see from one of my previous videos. Today we are going to do something different. I have pre-lightened the hair already using a balayage technique and some woven foil highlights through the top piece, and we used L'Oreal Professional lightening powder with my trusty Colour Flex, which I now use in all of my lightening products because it keeps your hair really strong and healthy. What we're going to do now is we're going to do sort of a colour melt cross balayage type thing. I'm using Leighton House colour. I'm using a extra light pearl ash blonde mixed with their ILL 0.1 ash in the first colour, which will come out like a steel blue. That's the colour in the bowl, and we're going to do that more on the root area, and then we are going to fade it into the toner I'm going to use, which is a Frost, which is in this bowl. It hasn't quite started to oxidise yet, but it will when we put it on the hair. And to do this, as I said, I've pre-lightened the hair up to about a base 10, which is your lightest blonde on your naturals on your colour chart. And any yellow or gold that you can see in this, I've got some light bulbs up here which do throw a little bit of a goldy tone onto the hair, so just be careful of your lighting when you're doing anything like this, because different lighting creates different colours in your hair. Daylight is different to a fluorescent light, and it is there again different to spotlights, or any other type of bulb you've got can throw off different colours of tone. So let's get cracking. Stop. I've got my first section I've taken just diagonally across, and for my first bit I'm going to use my steel blue. So just go straight in on the root, put it on quite thick so that you get all that underneath here, give it a good rub through, and just keep applying. The other thing is when you change colours, because I'm now going to go from the steel blue ash into the Frost, just make sure you wipe your gloves really well so you don't get blotches of the other colour on the ends, which is what I'm going to do now. Overlap a slight bit, and then you can rub it together so that it will fade from the blue into the Frost and you won't have a definite line. And also, I will explain what I'm using when I've put the colour on. Actually, I can explain that now. This, I believe in America, is called MV Mesh. Now, I couldn't find it in England, so I actually went onto Amazon and I bought a roll of what we like to call in this country packing material. It comes in big sheets like that. And it's the same, I believe it's the same as the MV Mesh or whatever they call it in the States. It's not waterproof, but the colour doesn't leak through it. So I just unroll it and cut the strips to the length I need. Sometimes, obviously, as you can see with this one, it's a bit too long. And it works just as well. And when you're finished with it, you can just take it all out, wipe it with a damp cloth, all the colour comes back and you can reuse it. And it's about £4.80 for a big roll. Do my second side. Back to the MV Mesh, because somebody decided to stop rolling the camera because they thought I'd finished and I hadn't. But, well, you know, you get what you pay for, and I ain't paying much. Anyway, getting back to the serious bit of the MV Mesh / packing material. As I said, it's on Amazon at £4.80 a roll. Cut it into the strips that you need. When you're finished with it, you can either wash it or wipe it or clean it off and just dry it and then reuse it. I've had my roll for a couple of months now and it lasts really, really well. So I'm now doing my second lot of colour, the steel blue. Don't forget to wipe your hands and then go with the Frost on the ends. And I'm going to put this last bit on, and we'll come back when I finish putting all of the colour on, and I'll show you what it looks like just before I rinse it off. Right, the colour's on. I've covered it in my packing material, or MV Mesh as they call it in the States, And I'm now going to leave it auto process for about 30 minutes and see you in about 30 minutes to check it. I'll take one of the colours off. As you can see, it's already starting to oxidise and take quite nicely. See you a bit later. Taken off the mesh, and this is the colour as it looks without rinsing it. And we're now going to take it off, shampoo and use our Colourflex number 2 for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to trim it and we're going to blow dry it. And we now have the finished product. We have the steel blue going into the frost on the ends. We've got a few gold bits in between. We've got about 3 different colours going on there. And to get this look and result, I blast dried the hair, which is, Morgan's got very naturally straight hair, and then I used my Babyliss Pro curling machine to get the look. Flipped the head upside down, run my fingers through it, flipped it back, and just given it more of a big curl as opposed to the tiny ringlets that it came out. And for anybody who thinks they've seen this similar colour before, you have. It was on Leighton House's, I think, on their website, and I know they posted an Instagram picture of something like this, which is where I got the recipe from, but I did place it slightly different to what they did on the video. But this is our finished result.
Yeah, recording.
This is blonde. This